Hello friends. Today I'm bringing you a foam roller class. A full body release and relax. Take care of ourselves a little bit. I shared my favorite playlist down below for this kind of stuff. So please feel free to put me on your TV and then have your phone or your iPad, computer playing the Spotify playlist. And it's just a really overall just nice experience to kind of come into. Feel free to foam roll 3 times a week. A lot of people foam roll every single day if they train before their workouts. We're gonna start on the bottom of our body and make our way all the way to the top. So the first thing we're gonna start with is our calves. So I'm gonna have you just bring the foam roller. We've all got different kinds of foam rollers, so no worries about what you got. We might be changing things up a little bit depending on size. If you got a long one or a short one, you may be changing some things up to work for you. But on the calves here, the way that I like to start with most people is just placing your calves on and then just kind of like trying to flop up and down with those legs and just kind of see internal and external rotation, how things are feeling. And you might be like, okay, that's enough. This is a good sensation, it's getting blood flowing. Or you might kind of lift your booty or scooch it along the ground, add a little bit of weight. Or maximize by taking one leg. One leg up and over. Our muscles are not just in parallel, so you don't just want your knee and toes staying straight up. Maybe try a little bit of internal rotation. That's where I get a lot of my sensation. Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the sensation. I know I say foam rolling is relaxing, but it's quite painful. Quite painful. You just have to deep breathe through it. Breathe into the belly. Maybe your sensations are on the outside of your leg, so check out there. If you're doing both legs, you'll just keep hanging out with us. Take a rest on those wrists every now and again, so maybe you need to come up. Do a little shaking, maybe a little forward bend. If you were on a single leg, let's head to the second leg and check it out. See how one leg is very much different than the other. On this one, well, it doesn't want much weight on it. But I don't want my body to tense, even though I'm feeling it. Some may call this pain. I'm going to calm my body by keeping my breath deep and slow. It's like a deep tissue massage. It's very good for you. You just got to get through it. Yeah. Check it in different angles. The biggest thing about taking a foam roller class is you always want to do what's right for you. I might give you suggestions that you might start to go into and be like, oh, that's not right. That's the wrong kind of pain. Or I don't feel anything. Keep exploring. Keep exploring different angles. Sometimes the slightest little change or shift of weight make a huge difference. Ooh-wee. Oh, it is right there. Flex and point that foot. It's also a good one to do. Okay, that's about equal to our first side. And a few cracks. So we're gonna bring just a little bit of a stretch, let those wrists relax. Feet together, knees out, so you're in a butterfly position. Just relax yourself forward, over through the legs. Relax the forehead down. Let's take 3 deep breaths here, into the belly. Exhale. See if you can go a little bit deeper into your stretch. Again, inhale. And exhale. And then inhale. And exhale. Roll on out. Let's get to those hamstrings. So back the legs up and on. My hamstrings are so used to being rolled out, and I know this, so I immediately go to one leg. All the way on one leg. Yes, adding all my weight. Oh, yay. Joy, joy. Taking a few rolls If you're super sensitive, sometimes it's just nice to put the weight there and let it sit. Maybe start to go a little bit external. So you might roll over on your side a little bit. And we'll get those inner thighs in a second. So focusing mostly on the hamstrings, and then the lateral, right in the middle. Take a break. Push the foam roller away underneath the ankles. We're going to stretch the hammies and the low back by walking ourselves forward. Forehead comes down. Try to flex your feet. You might feel the stretch behind the knees, calves, hamstrings, low back. Depends on what's tight on your body. Take a deep breath. Exhale, see if you can release over those legs. Inhale. Maybe find a little bit more lengthen. Exhale, release. Take one more deep in breath. And exhale. If you were doing both legs, you come back to that. If you were single leg, you now do the second leg. So cross it up and over. Give her a roll. Check in. First few moments are all about taking stock of, even though I'm pressing on my hamstrings right now, I'm actually feeling this in my IT band. So I'm actually feeling this over on like the side of my quad on this other side here. It's always just interesting, and it's always creating that conversation with our bodies. I think it's so important to continually check in, because our body is telling us things, and most of the time we ignore it. Check the side, make sure you get a little bit over there, see how it's going. And so these stretch, foam roll classes, yoga, it's a time for you to slow down and to really pay attention. See what the sensations are. Try not to judge them. Just experience. Okay. Good. We'll come on off. We get to flip over. We're going to do the front of our legs. We're going to get to our quads. Everyone's favorite. So with the quads, I always say it's a good sneaky core workout. It's like a modified plank. You come down onto your elbows. Bring the foam roller underneath your thighs. Now we never want to go on our kneecaps, our patella. So you only go right above the knee. And then you can go all the way up to the hips. So I'm starting in parallel. I do this one double leg all the time. I've never seen anyone do the single leg. If you're doing the single leg, you're a beast. Way to go. And check in. Are you tied up at the top? Maybe you want to spend some time here. Tight in the middle, halfway between the thighs and the knees. Here, a lot of people like to bend and then stretch their legs. Maybe just one. See how it feels. Or are you tight right above the knees? This is where I'm tight. And then this is also where I like to do little tiny rolls. And then check in and see if your heels come together and your toes go out. So external rotation of the hips. Is that making things a little bit more sensitive? Mid, low, high. And then you can even take the time to kind of prop yourself up, turn the knees in, heels out, and see what that does. That's always a super sensitive one for me too, right in the mid thigh area. So I like to bend and stretch there. My right thigh feels very different than my left. Very, very different. Good, just taking a few more seconds here. Getting what you need out of it. You can always pause if you'd like to stay here. This is your own foam roll. We're going to move on. And we're going to take ourselves up to our hip flexors. So the hip flexors, I like to say, are always like kind of above the pubic bone, below your hip bones is where you want to find it, okay? But very unique place for people to roll, so honoring your body. So I like to lay down, like my booty would be the highest thing about me. And then you just do like a little 45-degree angle, roll up and over, okay? I feel this mostly with my leg behind me, relaxed and bent. Other people do like to tuck the toe and straighten the leg, and they get more sensation there. I get deeper, a little bit deeper if that knee's bent, and I allow my hip to kind of rotate. Rotate with me, kind of, oh, and it's like right there, right? And so once you find the good spot, if you got a good spot, you just kind of roll on it. Up and down. You're using your arms, your hands, your leg to prop you up, however feels comfortable. Some people even bring this leg behind them and they get a little bit more off the hip flexor and more into the side of the hip. And if you want to do that today, if you're like, whoa, oh yeah, I am feeling that in the glute med, then you can head over there and roll it out. And that actually is pretty good today. Whew. And then guys, we're gonna go to the other side. So up and over, getting that other hip flexor. Once again, propping yourself up. Choosing, do I like a bent knee, do I like a straight leg? Combo of both. Giving her a roll. This one needs a little bend in the straighten is what's calling to me here. Yeah. Ooh, and mama straightens that leg, y'all. Pops, clicks, cracks are normal, as long as they're not painful. Maybe you want to try out the side of the hip, bringing the leg behind you. Good. Okay guys, we're gonna come into the most confusing one for us. It is our inner thigh roll. So I'm gonna do this one facing you, and then I'll flip around. But I just want you to see which way the foam roller is facing. So it needs to be at an angle, and I would say it's pointing away from me. Then you bring that leg up and over so that you can lay your body on the inside of the foam roller. So I'm not up and centered on the foam roller, bringing myself to the side so that then my inner thigh can be on the foam roller, and then you roll here. Okay, so I'm gonna turn myself sideways now, face this way. It's pointing out, I bring my downside down, and I bring my leg up, okay? Elbows can go down, and then you'll just roll here. Same thing, it's your body, so you know where to stop, but make sure as you head down, you just don't clunk over that knee. So, right on the inner thigh. Maybe if you find a sensation, just doing little tiny rolls. Maybe slowly going up and down the entire length of your inner thigh. Taught 6 classes today. And then I just did a standing leg video for dancers. So my body so badly needs this. It's saying, yes, thank you. I'm tight. I'm in pain. Good job, guys. Let's take it to the other side. So, straight on, I'll show you. Now I'm pointing out to the other direction, bring myself over the foam roller, and then lay down on it. A lot of times everyone wants to do this. And then it's like, oh, that's very awkward. I just think it's pointing away, shooting off to the upper corner. And then you can roll here. Play with rotation of your hip here. Maybe a little bit more external, a little bit more inner thigh truly, or if you do a little bit more internal, lifting the foot off the ground, a little bit more of that quad connection as well. And that's what she needs today. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Spending the time on the areas that need it. Getting curious, exploring. I'm gonna let you guys take the last few moments here as I let my puppy in. He's asking. It's really windy outside today. Sometimes he gets scared of the wind, don't ya? And then y'all, we'd be coming up and we're gonna sit on the foam roller. Sit your little booty. Hi, your booty can't sit here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna tilt with your knees together over to the right. He's moving over to the side so you can see. And then you're gonna roll here. So this is mostly glute med is what we're getting at. Connection of glute max too. Honey, are you gonna be okay? Is it too windy? Is it? Yeah. So oh my goodness, really? Yeah. Do you have things to say to the people? What do you want to tell them? Do you have words? So some people feel a lot here. This is where I'm tight. So go ahead and try the Piriformis one now. So just cross your ankle over and lean onto the same butt cheek and then roll. This is where everyone's always like, ah! And I get nothing. Nothing. So for me, whenever we do Piriformis, you can choose to stay here. I always come out. I always come back to my glute med because I know that that's what I want. So if you're taking this time for you, feeling free to do what you'd like. The most professional videos on the internet. Heather Smith and her dog. Guys, let's do the other side. So first we'll start with that glute med, just checking in. So you'll roll with your feet together, just leaning over to one side. I can't even roll. I'm stuck. That's how sensitive I am. I'm just gonna sit here. Oof. Go get it. If you guys have huskies, you know they're not very good at fetch. They're not really into it. I don't know why he brings me his stuffy all the time. He gets very disinterested very quickly. Unless it's someone else's stuffy or ball. And then he'll be happy to steal it from them and never give it back. We had to stop going to the dog park because the faux pawing that was occurring was serious. You take the ankle across and then you roll over. Especially squeaker balls. Heard a squeaker ball, and you know the dog park that we go to or used to go to was huge. And he'd run over, he'd steal the ball, and then he'd run away. And he'd run away from us, and he'd run away from the dog. Not getting much Piriformis on this side today either, guys, so I'm gonna go back to my glute med. You keep rolling, you keep doing your thing. And it was so embarrassing. Just totally a social dilemma. And it's like, you know, the dogs get upset, but really they don't care. They're like, whatever. The human interaction at dog parks. Nick and I joke about it was a good day when we got to stop going to the dog park, and now he just gets to walk 4 to 5 miles every day. Just take him for walks. Goes to daycare. Oh, you heard the word daycare, didn't you? Okay, guys, we're ready. We're gonna go to our backs. And we're first gonna start with it long ways. So this is where if you've got a short one, you would change this up so that you're not lying on it. And you might just do, and I might have to change it up today too. Mine's shorter than I thought. Okay, well if you've got a long one, you can lay on it. Yep. And if you've got a shorter one, I just like to put it right underneath my shoulder blades. It does create a little bit of an arch, but you can always internally rotate your legs and you'll go from there. But what you do is you squeeze your shoulder blades together and then reach them up into the sky. So you get a little massage, the foam roller in between your shoulder blades. And then you keep the shoulder blades apart, take them up overhead, and you want to keep your core tight. So this is where if you're on a long foam roller, you don't want to feel your low back come off. You want to make sure the belly is still tight, you're still feeling like you're tucking your pelvis. See if you can touch your big fingers to the ground, back up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now go out into a T position. Once again, rib cage down, core tight, and then you're going to make a big snow angel up and overhead. And then back out again. I like to just go to a T, and then up and overhead. And then back out. Oh boy. And then up and overhead. I hope someone else has a dog in their house right now doing the same thing that he's doing. And then we're gonna come on up. And if you're on your foam roller, you come off, and we're gonna take it sideways. And now we're gonna place it underneath our shoulder blades. And you want to round your back. I like to support my head with my hands, and then you'll roll here. Nice rounded back. Hi, honey. So might get a few pops, cracks, the shoulder blades. Lean over to the one side and roll your lat out a little bit. So it can go right up to right underneath your armpit, right underneath your shoulder. And then just down the side of your body. I feel mine mostly right up by my armpit, so I like to spend some time there. Did you guys? It just went right in my eye. This is the worst video ever. Other side, left side, roll it out. Oh my gosh. I have a black eye now. Not very relaxing, Fauntleroy. Spend your time where you need it. You can rock. Some people like to rock side to side. I like to do little tiny rocks. Tiny ones. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And then the last one, we're going to the neck. So we'll take the foam roller up and we'll lie down on it. And then all you'll do is look over to one side and then you just kind of look up and down. Up to you how much weight you put in that occipital bone. You can just press that head down as hard as you'd like or take it nice and easy. Maybe a little side to side action. Help release it. And then head to the other side. And same thing here, you can go up and down. You can go side to side. And then you can stay here for as long as you'd like. It's you time. Maybe one hand on heart, one hand on belly, closing the eyes and taking a few deep breaths. Hopefully feeling that the body's a little bit more relaxed. I really, truly hope that you guys got what you needed out of this. Feel free to come back to this again and again, or take some of your favorites and use them throughout your week. I'll see you soon.